It's game one, it's Oxide, and in the top right corner we have the red Terran player for Alpha X, the only European from that team. In the main tournament, he is AqueroN.
And in the bottom left here, in the blue, he is for Team Liquid, looking to rain from heaven, MaNa.
Okay, I was gonna talk about what AqueroN has in store here. The tip that he has given me is that he wants to do something that is inspired by Cure. Obviously, Cure just recently played Zest in the GSL finals and won that with some cheekiness. But we're gonna have to wait and see if that even comes into play, because MaNa is being cheeky himself with a little bit of a proxy gateway on the north side of the map there.
Yeah, this is a really interesting iteration here of the MaxBax build, where I believe that was still his first gateway, but he's got a gateway coming on down at home, a Cybercore as well, and he's rather far away from things, and he's not building anything out of it. I mean, maybe the reveal of the Reaper here, but we do have a pylon here blocking any sort of wall. But again, the thing that has me weirded out about this is there is nothing being... Okay, there we go. Now there's a stalker coming on out. Meanwhile, of course, is a proxy factory coming on in from AqueroN in this game. I didn't want a normal game. I know you didn't want one either. So we're just going crazy here. Island will get canceled. Stalker's running across the map there, or Zealot's going to run across the map with this Stalker. So it's going to be 2 Stalkers into Zealot. We're going to try to put pressure on in rather early. Meanwhile, of course, it's proxied Hellion drops from AqueroN. Proxy Widowmine drops in this game from AqueroN.
Yeah. I'm a little bit afraid for AqueroN though here, because he has nothing at home. He did build a reactor on his barracks, so really not producing anything out of that just yet. Only now 2 Marines, and yeah, as soon as this wall falls, there are no units available to deal with the Zealot and the 2 Stalkers in the main base of AqueroN, and that was not the start that he was hoping for. He did even cancel his starport on the other side of the map, so he did switch up his plan there, did go into Hellions rather than Widowmines, but now this this pressure in the main base, it's still going on. There is a bunker now, but it's out of position to deal with it right now. Another Stalker coming in, and now he has to pull all of these SCVs off the line just to chase these gateway units out of his base. The command center delayed from building even as well, and more Stalkers coming in, and with only the production of the reactor barracks there, AqueroN is going to be forced to pull SCVs into this once again. He was supply blocked there, only just now finishing another depot up, and this is just not looking great for the Spanish Terran whatsoever.
Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes when you make your base your opponent's base, suddenly when they make their base your base, life becomes rather difficult indeed. MaNa, his timing hitting just a little bit faster. A little bit faster than AqueroN's is. That being said, we do have a bunch of Hellions trying to dive on it. It's not going to be enough, though. GG MaNa. He takes game number 1. Vitamin, you had me all excited for shenanigans.
Yeah, I had myself excited. I was curious as to what AqueroN runs to bring there, but yeah, with the strategy that he chose, proxying his buildings, I'm afraid that's as close as you can get to a build order win in PvT. I guess there's somewhat of a chance to salvage this if you bring that barracks back to your main base. If you maybe build a bunker in the front and then try to hold that position there, but as soon as the gateway units get all the way up into that main base, it's just so hard to recover. You're gonna have to pull SCVs into it. He lost all 3 depots at the front, and it's just yeah. On the other side of the map, his 3 Hellions didn't find the damage, and from there it's just unrecoverable damage.
Yeah, pretty much. Cool ideas, but sometimes you just get hard countered, and that is exactly what happened there. But we got another game, we got another shot. In fact, maybe there are even going to be 2 games. So, Vitamin, I haven't done this for a while, but I'm going to do it to you right now. 1-1, 2-0.
I'm hoping for AqueroN to bring this back. I know for a fact that he's prepared a whole lot, and even though he's out of the tournament now, he's in good spirits and he wants to show good games, and that's why I want to see good games from him, and I want to see him bring it to map 3 and maybe even take that one as well.
Okay, so it's gonna be 2-0 for MaNa, is what I'm hearing. As we do have our second game loaded on up. It is MaNa, it is AqueroN. The map's 2,000 atmospheres. Let's go. And the upper right here, in at the blue up 1-0 from a rather cheeky Proxigate is for Team Liquid, MaNa.
And in the bottom left, playing for Alphax, the Golden Dragons, the Terran player hailing from Spain, it is AqueroN.
You know, sometimes you give the introduction, and I'm like, great, I'm on time. And I click the button, but I don't click the button hard enough. And then the introduction doesn't happen. And then I just make myself look silly, but it's okay. Because we have a game here. We don't have any proxies. Vitamin. Good news. I don't know. Is that good news? Is that bad news?
I think it's okay news. I think it's yeah. I guess both players, bit of a gentleman's agreement, trying to take it at least to the mid stages of the game. Oh, that SCB is trying so hard. I feel it's going down. I'm not the biggest fan of going for that eBay block if that SCV is already being chased, so didn't really delay that Nexus for all that long, and obviously you invested into that just a little bit. You lost the SCV for it, so to me a bit of a questionable start, but behind this this made sure that AqueroN can just go straight into his own expand. Didn't even build a single unit out of his barracks, so he went straight reactor, which he's now following up with double Reaper. So I'm taking everything back. So this was all a setup to go into that no unit production, straight reactor, double Reaper, and that has the potential to deal some damage, because usually the Protoss is only expecting one Reaper to head across the map, and if he gets in there, kills a couple of probes, he will be very happy with this opening.
It is a very interesting approach to kind of the Beyond idea, right? Where you go, it's 3 racks and you just get a lot of Stim Marines to do whatever, but he's going more Reapers. He's not stopping at 2, Vitamin. He's going to 4 here. And this absolutely can catch MaNa off guard. I mean, again, 2 Reapers, that's, I want to say 3 volleys there to kill off a probe. You get on to 4 Reapers, suddenly you're effectively almost one-shotting it. You're like 1.5-shotting it with the volley. And that starts to become problematic indeed. MaNa, he's going to go for an Oracle. Of course, this is an Oracle at home, so he will have the opportunity to defend with it. But if he's not expecting it, notice this, AqueroN is hiding the second Reaper. He's like, I got 1 Reaper, don't worry about it. That is going to tell MaNa that he can run across the map with his Oracle. He can go and try to get damage to his opponent. He honestly doesn't have to keep it at home. And then, well, 4 Reapers going to dive on in. And, well, that sounds like a miserable time for our Protoss player.
Yeah, four Reapers now assembled. There are 2 Adepts, so we're going to have to see how that fight plays out. MaNa doesn't want to take it straight away, but obviously now the Reapers are revealed. That shield battery is so crucial in the defense here. But one of the Adepts already going down. The second one does choose not to finish its shade. And with another Adept, I think AqueroN is going to try and jump into the main now and attempt the same thing once again. But behind this, the Oracle doing tons of damage at home. Really no defenses for that just yet. Looks like they got 3 SCBs for the time being. The Reapers are now finally being fully cleaned up. And in the end, I guess the damage kind of evens up. 2 probes lost versus 3 SCVs lost. The Reapers in the start of the game are very expensive, though. That's something that you have to account for if you're AqueroN.
Yeah, the good news also, of course, is that this Oracle is still alive. It did not sacrifice its life in the exchange, which of course allows it to do things later on, which is always going to be very nice. But now we have AqueroN, round 2 of this engagement. It's going to move across the map here. He's got a lot of Marines. I think a couple of them died See that Oracle early on, but this Phoenix is just gonna sacrifice his life. Says, "Oh hey, I didn't want to exist anyways. It's gonna be fine. Whatever." Now, of course, the thing here is this move out from AqueroN is early, because we got some lag going on, maybe just on my end. So, with that happening, of course. Okay. I guess everyone got that. Did you get that?
Yeah, apparently the players had that as well. A bit unfortunate here. No idea where that was coming from. I think everyone felt that a little bit.
Yeah. The game is being annoying, so I guess we're gonna, well, wait for it to settle down, see what happens. Because we don't want players to have to deal with lag. MaNa saying explicitly that he had lag during Oracle Micro, which is really not ideal. That is such a tricky unit. You want to make sure that you're everywhere. It's everywhere where it needs to be in time. So we're gonna wait for that one to settle on down. Oh, okay. We might actually get back into this game.
MaNa did actually lose an Oracle because of this.
Oh, did he?
I think it's he did lose an Oracle because of this. Took a lot of damage on the second one. So I think it is fair for him to ask for a rewind here, and that's what he's doing. So we're just gonna wait a quick second here for the referee to set this up, I would assume.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna figure
the
out what
referee
happens with
says
that.
he's looking into that. So yeah, just a quick second here, guys, before we can resume this game.
Yeah. But in the meantime, okay, so we should probably talk about the game state just a little bit. In that, well, at this point, MaNa, he has lost an Oracle. He is not. I think we're probably gonna get that back. We're gonna have to find out what's gonna happen with that. But MaNa's lost an Oracle. AqueroN currently moving out on the map here with a bunch of Marines. Of course, Stim is about 20 seconds out still, so his move out's just a little bit early. So there's that. Of course, MaNa also lost that Phoenix that he really wasn't committing to either. It's one of those things where you go Phoenix is great. It's great defensively against a lot of ideas. Maybe not the type of thing that AqueroN is going for. So yeah, on losing that Phoenix, not the end of the world, but it's nice to have. You can lift up a single Marine, do something with it. And the AqueroN for his part, he's gonna try to go ideally just stim and kill a bunch of probes.
Yeah, MaNa has a setup with the shield battery, a sentry, and a couple of adepts in his natural. So, I with a single force field, he can keep the Marines out, and then the shield battery is going to keep most of his units alive. So I don't expect AqueroN to just stim there if MaNa doesn't make a mistake of letting the units in. And from there, we'll have to see that the small Marine force out on the map with the stim and combat shield is quite scary, and will at least prevent MaNa from taking the third base anytime soon.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the kind of the secondary goal of that build, right? Primary goal: kill a bunch of workers, end the game. Secondary goal: deny a third base, delay a third. And certainly against the type of build that MaNa has gone for, well, that is that's always a problem. So, that's what we got here. +1, of course, underway as well. We're gonna wait for that. Yeah, we're just waiting for a resolution here. Okay. Okay, yeah. So we're gonna go out of this game. We're gonna remake. We're gonna go 3 seconds. We're gonna get 3 seconds back from what happened, and MaNa's gonna have his Oracle back, and then we're gonna be good. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna get back into that game. The referee did grant the rewind, so MaNa will be with both of his oracles live and will not make the mistake. Well, I guess it wasn't a mistake. It was a caused by lag, right? So he will retain those 2 oracles that will be useful later on in the game. And yep.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to also see what happens with Yeah, here we go. All right, we've been invited. We're gonna have to see what happens with that, because I mean, still, even if you have 2 oracles versus 1, yes, you can get more damage. That's absolutely a thing. But does that really help you defend against the 16 Marines, 20 Marines looking to stim on into your base? I mean, again, the hold there, it's all about the sentries, all about the stalkers, all about the shield battery, making sure you block the wall up. So not exactly all that relevant. We're just gonna have to see whether MaNa is gonna be able to do commensurate damage, or not take any damage. as we get on into this game. Of course, we're just waiting. It's going to be a little bit longer because we have to we have to start the recovery replay functionality, and then Blizzard, of course, has to play the game out. The client has to play the game out up until the moment that we decide to start the game again, which, of course, will mean that it's going to take a little bit longer. But we're going to get back into it eventually. And reminder of where we sit right now. Of course, MaNa is up 1-0 in this series. AqueroN trying to fight his way back, trying to make it to a game number 3, so he can get that be the plus 275 in that result. End up in 6th place in the group, most likely. Okay.
Yeah. So we're just sitting here determining when exactly that small lag spike happens, so that we can recover to the correct point in time. So just another quick second there. Good referee work here. Just making sure everything is going according to the rules, and yeah, because of that, I don't mind this taking a minute longer. If we're ending up with the correct game state according to the rules.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'd rather make sure that we have a game that is won or lost by these players because they are winning or losing. You know, not because of something outside of their control. And man, granted, StarCraft doesn't have true land, but I'm very excited to get us back into a point where every player is on the same server. Everyone has access to the same server from the same place. Because, you know, that's always going to be, it's going to make things a little bit better, a little bit more competitive integrity. As we try to figure this one out. Although I guess, you know, on the flip side, I guess I'm slightly glad that it's that we're online, because, well, that means that I can go and means I get to cover this a little bit easier. Just, yeah, again, as you said, just trying to figure out exactly where the lag spike happened, where it started, because MaNa was leading with the red oracle, and he's like, I think this was here. So it looks like our referees go and look at the different broadcasts and seeing what exactly did happen there, what time the spike did start, which is difficult to tell. So we're getting true forensics here in this game. And again, shout out to Icegar, who is of course our admin for the B stream today. He does great work in general, and this is a difficult situation. He's doing a really good job with it.
Yeah, it's good that that Icegar is taking a very close look at this. Losing that Oracle there obviously has very, very heavy gameplay implications. So yeah, it's important that we're jumping back to the exact moment that lag spike happened, and yeah, it looks like we're getting closer to that. We have a time. Apparently, it was exactly at 4 minutes 57 seconds. We're just confirming that with the referee, or rather, the referee is confirming that with I guess the referee team behind that, or whoever is looking into this. I'm glad it's being done thoroughly.
Yeah, I love it. So they're like, look, make sure we're gonna rewind here, so you're fine, but be sure not to rewind before he loses the Phoenix. And MaNa's like, of course. I need to lose that Phoenix. It's the only way this game works. Because honestly, the Phoenix was really pointless in that game. So yeah, it looks like we have a time now. Live started at 5 minutes, so 4:57, as you said. The Phoenix, of course, has to die. Is what needs to happen. And I think we're getting pretty close to coming back into this. I imagine this was just honestly, the BNet service had been a little bit unstable recently.
Yeah.
Okay, so actually, MaNa, he's the good sport that he is. If they rewind and the Phoenix still alive, he's just going to run it over AqueroN's army or something and sacrifice it. So there we go.
So good sportsmanship, just making sure everything is fair. I think, like, once again, obviously this is a bit odd to the viewers here, but I think for competitive integrity, it's absolutely fair to ask for that rewind. It has heavy implications to how the game plays out. So, yeah, players are in their good right to do this, and yeah, if that means that the game's delayed by 5 minutes, if the broadcast is delayed by 5 minutes, so be it. I'd rather have the game be played out fairly.
So, okay, we have everything 100% confirmed. The Phoenix died at 4:53, so that's not even going to be a matter whatsoever. 4:57 is going to be a rewind time. Both players have agreed to that. The admins agree to that. So we're going to start that rewind tech rather soon, and then we're going to get on into things because, you know, StarCraft is fun. StarCraft is exciting. StarCraft is useful, and we're going to get into it. So I keep saying we're going to get into it because I keep thinking that we're ready to go, and then we don't get into it. So, Vitamin, how was your day going?
My day has been a bit of a roller coaster. I did not expect to be on this broadcast today. When you pulled me into this, I was actually taking care of one of the World Team League matches. Obviously, Alpha X did play Team NV in that one today, so I'm not going to give any spoilers for anyone who still wants to check that out, but that was going on just before the broadcast day. And then I was pulled into this. I haven't had breakfast. I wasn't really prepared, but here I am. And getting another day of broadcast, and now we're actually heading into the game. The game is loading up and rewinding.
Yep, it is recovering just now. We got that nice loading bar. We're going to get back in. Going to get the nice countdown, which is not as special as it used to be. It used to be, oh, wait, we're in a countdown, right? We get the sounds. I did not do that well at all. But the really cool countdown, then they put it at the start of every game, and it's slightly less exciting. I understand they were using the tech, but I don't know. It was really special.
I'm just glad the tech is available.
Agreed.
Remember the times when we would have big LAN tournaments where something would happen and we wouldn't be able to recover it? That was horrible back in the day. So it's good that we have this.
It really is. There we go. And now we got the countdown. We're ready to go here. The game is as it is. We have the army moving across the map here. Oracles, once again, looking to dive on in just to delay things this time. MaNa, he understands that AqueroN knows exactly where his oracles are. So a little bit less damage potential here in this game. Of course, it does take like a shot and a half for anything to happen with these oracles. But oh, he's outdanced them. He's put on his dancing shoes in this game. MaNa getting 6, 7, 8 workers and a mule. And AqueroN not doing anything with that pressure across the map. So MaNa, he's finding the value. He's making it work. He got 7 workers. The oracles both stay alive. AqueroN, he's running home with this army. He's not finding any of the value that he's looking for. And this is a much better result for MaNa than it was before in our last iteration of this game state.
Yeah, here we saw exactly what it meant for MaNa keeping that Oracle alive. The game's completely turned on its head now just because he was able to micro properly there. Dances other Marines still in an uncomfortable position, but the Oracles can, of course, just hover over there in the dead space. But yeah, 7 SCVs, both Oracles still alive. Very different situation to 7 SCVs alive, 1 Oracle dead.
Yeah, exactly. Now, AqueroN, he has no desire to take a 3rd base here. He's adding 2 additional barracks, going up for a 5-rack stim, combat shield, whatever, concussive shell +1 all in here. He says, look, I mean, you win Stargate. I know that. I took damage. I know that. I don't necessarily want to take this into a late game. That seems scary enough anyways, but if I get 5 barracks worth of stuff, that's a lot of stuff. And I think you may have been delayed just a little bit in your tech here as well. First Colossus is coming on out, and look at this money. He's building more Phoenix. He says, look, I lost 1. I want more. I want to be able to sacrifice more to the cause. That seems like a great idea. But more importantly, of course, it will allow you to lift up the Marauders, lift up any potential tanks. Not really that AqueroN is going for those tanks because, well, it's a 5 racks all in. I believe we have 1 Colossus out. Yeah, 1 Colossus out. Once the second one comes out, once we have extended thermal lance, that's where the really big deal is. But these Marines are going to look to stim on in. Force fields, not all that great here as they try to get on top of this Colossus, and they will be successful in doing so. Colossus does go down, but a lot of Marines have sacrificed their life to the cause here. More and more zealots getting warped in, but Vitamin, they don't have charge. It's a little hard for them to get on top of things. Looks like this army will get cleaned on up here. And as nice as it is to get a Colossus there, I am not absolutely sure that was worth it.
I think AqueroN just felt like he had to make something happen. He saw that the Colossus is out, and that is going to mean that there is going to be a second one. And at least for his next wave of attack, he's MaNa smartly rebuilding those shield batteries. But yeah, we saw AqueroN focus on the Colossus and on the shield batteries to maybe make his follow-up attack just a little bit stronger. But yeah, he recognizes that with the state that the game is in right now, he has very little chances of breaking through, so he abandons the plan just a little bit, goes for the third base behind it, and trying to make something happen with drops now. There's double drop getting into the main base. He's gonna snipe out the forge, so preventing any further upgrades to come out of MaNa, and the drop's not done, taking out another pylon. That one Phoenix won't be enough to properly take care of these medevacs, so they're getting out just a little bit bruised. The force is still in good shape, so AqueroN finding just a bit of damage, and another force into the third base, now up against two shield batteries though, so not sure if they're getting the grand prize of the Colossus. Yeah, not with shield battery overcharge activated.
No, it's like when you go and you go try to play the claw game and you get almost there. Get almost across the map. Or almost back into the whatever it is. Oh, never mind. MaNa, he's very much overextended with this plus. Is dead. It's gone. It has so much to live. Well, I guess they're robots, so do they really have stuff to live for? I don't know. Anyway, we have AqueroN trying to swarm here, find his way on in, because again, this is still a 5-4X all-in. Even if he has gotten that third base, he's going to have a lot of bio as we look at moving across the map here. But that being said, the Phoenix are starting to knock down these medevacs just a little bit. Colossus firing strong. Do we have charge yet? Yes, we do. So Chargeless getting on top of this army now. Of course, Charles is very good against these Marauders. And MaNa, he fights back once again. He's really, we're now starting to see his tremendous economic advantage really come to the fore, as his supply is just absolutely ballooning over AqueroN's.
Oh yeah, AqueroN just a little bit overzealous there after he found the great pickup on that Colossus that was walking out somewhere on the map. Great pickup there, but after that, just a little bit overzealous. Try to stim in, try to get that last remaining Colossus, but with two shield batteries, with shield battery overcharge and charge being finished. Oh, and now he's trying to make the drop happen, but Stalkers are underneath it. No blink yet, so these medevacs will go out and be able to come back home. But oh man, the Phoenixes are chasing. These medevacs are going to have to unload soon, and that could have been absolute disaster for AqueroN. That has been avoided, but he's still down 10 supply and has to fend off against this Protoss on the march now.
Yeah, absolutely. Now this point in the game, AqueroN has 5 racks, so he would expect a Terran to be up 20-30 of supply. All right, if you're in a good game, if you're in a good spot, the Terran is trying to be up in supply. They're just looking to really snowball it. Their army is maybe a little bit less expensive, but they make up for it. This game, MaNa's up. It has been up in army supply for a good bit of time. His army is more complicated. It costs a whole hell of a lot more gas. It's more expensive in general. And that just makes it so difficult here for AqueroN to really make anything done. He can't really be aggressive because, hey, there are Phoenix on the map, right? And they're going to go and they're going to knock down most drops as long as MaNa is on top of things. The army on the ground has got 3 Colossus. Is going to have +2 rather soon. And even as AqueroN does have a single upgrade lead, he's not getting his 2-2 or even +2 attack, because I believe he's only on 1 eBay. And that means that MaNa is going to have time to equalize upgrades. Everything coming up roses here for the Team Liquid Protoss.
Yeah, AqueroN just a little bit forced to skip on the upgrades, I would almost say. He obviously sees the Colossus count, needs to counter those. He also wants to be not too far behind on the Ghost, and with all that gas invested in a second starport and into the Ghost Academy, there simply isn't enough gas to continuously upgrade. He's trying to drag the game out a little more now. He is taking a 4th base, and yeah, trying to play with an upgrade disadvantage, because that's basically the trade-off that you make. You stay in the game, you turtle it out, but you're behind on upgrades. And the army is not looking terrible with advanced shockwaves finishing up. If there are some good EMPs landing, that can go well for the Terran. But on the other side, for MaNa, we have disruptors out on the map, and it's really all about control now. If those disruptors can get some good hits here, this Terran force is just going to absolutely melt. But if AqueroN can dance around the disruptor shots and get into good position, this Terran army can just absolutely take care of the Protoss army as well. But there are 4 disruptors. No, AqueroN, you're not paying attention! Oh, that is disaster. So much army going down for the Terran there, dropping 40 supply with just 3 disruptor hits, and that is Oh man, that just swung the game so hard into MaNa's favor.
That was a 20 supply lead into a 30 supply deficit when we're looking at army here. AqueroN, oh man, with disruptor shots, you really need to just be paying attention the entire time. Or, I'm speechless. MaNa, those were probably the best shots I've ever seen. Certainly best shots I've seen in a while. He just got full center of mass on every single one. So now MaNa's getting ready to attack in here. I love the addition of these Immortals, of course, because this was, at least, still is, a rather heavily Marauder-focused army. So that does mean that, well, Immortals are going to fight rather well against that. But now we're going to have the SCVs getting pulled here. Disruptor Shot's just doing a great job of zoning the army out. Now, Vikings are knocking down these Colossus, and that is something that we do have to pay attention to. But, I mean, this army for MaNa is still extremely good. He has upgrade parity now. He's at +2 to 1-1. He's got his +3 on the way. Zealots are now going to run on into this fourth base, which is not even started as a planetary yet. So even more workers will go down. That nice economic equality that AqueroN has worked so hard for, it's going to fall off. And now MaNa, he's just playing the ping pong game. Attack left, attack right, attack left, attack right. Wait for your opponent to be out of position.
With these Liberators now, though, MaNa forced to blink forward, trying to get into a good position, but these Disruptor shots are not hitting as well anymore, and with the Liberators being set up, AqueroN has built a nice defensive setup for himself. If he gets a planetary at his fourth, he's not out of the game yet. And man, I really have to feel for AqueroN here. If those Liberators had been there one production cycle earlier, he doesn't even take the big economic hits. He stays way above the worker count of the Protoss if he just retains it there and can play a way different game from there. It is worth noting, behind this MaNa, he didn't probe up all that much. He's just sitting at 66 probes. So while he is maxed out now and he's sitting on 5 bases, he has not built a massive bank for himself yet. And with these Liberators sieging up all over the main base, huge drop coming in, AqueroN, he might be finding a way back into this game.
Certainly he's making MaNa base trade here, but MaNa, he's on 5 bases. He has a lot more structures on the map than AqueroN does. So the Starks are going to knock this orbital down immediately. And you want to talk about a base trading army, this is a fairly good one. Lots of Blink Stalkers. Immortals absolutely shrunk through the structures here. And yeah, you don't base trade a Terran, but there's not actually a lot of bio in this army. A lot of Liberators that do a great job of, zoning things out, but Liberators don't kill structures, so this bio is, especially only at 1-1, is not killing things all that quickly. But now the EMPs are going to be fantastic indeed. Vikings are going to land because they are going to shred these Stalkers just a little bit, but you know what? Stalkers are going to be able to kill them as they do land. Looks like AqueroN is going to be able to fight MaNa back. Meanwhile, MaNa has lost every single little bit of attack in his main base. So what is he going to do? The Invisible Men. Invisible Men are going to be his savior here, or his downfall, one of the two. But not a lot of scans in this game anymore. There's only 2 orbitals for AqueroN.
Yeah, Dark Shrine has been taken out now, so what are we left with at the aftermath of this here? AqueroN is rebuilding his 4th base, that is now, I guess, technically his 3rd base. He isn't done dealing damage at the front either, so he's going to take out at least one more base of MaNa, and now I think all of the Disruptors have fired now, so except for one. Man, if that last ditch Disruptor wasn't there, AqueroN could have just stimmed forward on top of all of that. Where are we left? MaNa has taken the top left base. MaNa has the way better worker count, so he's mining more, but he has to rebuild so much of his infrastructure. Not only did he lose all of his tech, he lost a significant amount of his gateway. So the army that he has right now will be the army that he is set on for the foreseeable future. These Liberators are not quite set up and will be taken out. I do believe we have advanced ballistics, so if these Liberators were set up properly, we could have kept 2 of them alive there. And yeah, AqueroN is just in an awkward position. He has just resumed mining, and the army at the front is now trying to go for all these Disruptors, but there's so many of them. The Liberators unsieging now, sieging back onto all of these Stalkers, and I have no idea of how this fight is going to play out. The Liberators now facing the wrong direction as the Stalkers blink back, and AqueroN is down to his last few units, and MaNa takes